$70 million worth of pure luxury sailed into Newcastle this morning with the super yacht Callisto mooring at Carrington. The ship dwarfed other boats as it made its way into the harbour around 10 o'clock. Barbados-based billionaire Derek Smith owns the 65-metre-long vessel, which boasts 6 cabins, a gym and a dining room. He's believed to be on board, but the ship can be hired, crew included, for a cool $600,000 a week.
Hunter's seniors put on their headphones today and showed you're never too old to enjoy a silent disco. The event at Merewether was part of New South Wales Seniors Festival celebrations. Never gets old, does it? The Alice Ferguson Centre hosted the disco, complete with a barbecue lunch.
Looks like great fun.
Sure does.
Still to come, the death of fashion doyen Karl Lagerfeld.
Get your next punter's toolbox now and use your tools in the Blue Diamond Stakes this Saturday. The best punting experience available all day. Download the Neds app today. Neds, it's time to bet.
$55,000 million on the NBN, $200 million on the drought, nothing to feed our livestock, nothing to support our community. Time for action and practical solutions. Vote 1, United Australia Party.
Authorised by Clive Palmer for the United Australia Party, Brisbane.
The only difference between stepping up and ouch is around 3 millimetres of cartilage. Glucosamine is a key building block of cartilage and may help improve joint mobility. So get a move on with Nature's Own.
Right now, receive a complimentary sports upgrade on select Lexus models. Enjoy race-inspired features valued from $7,480. Make the most of F-Sport time. Visit your Lexus dealer today.
Don't miss OMF's stock take sale. There's up to 53% off mattresses, plus up to 50 months interest-free when you spend $999 or more. The OMF stock take sale ends soon at OMF.
Take your indulgence further with new Moccona Barista Reserve.
Harvey Norman $500 million 5-day sale with 60 months interest-free. 20% off Intel computers, plus 15% off Surface Pro and laptop. Up to a huge 20% off selected TVs. Westinghouse 450-litre stainless steel fridge. Hot price only $895. Gatwick 3-seater fabric home theatre reclining sofa. Huge value, only $999. Up to 50% off mattresses, ensembles in Manchester. Up to 30% off carpet and flooring. Up to 30% off freestanding baths starting from $749. But hurry, sale ends Monday.
Your big 3 Kia mega sites, Cardiff, Maitland and Newcastle Kia, combined for their biggest ever 2018 plated Kia run-out event. $5 million in new Kia stock must be cleared. All 2018 plated Rio, Cerato, Sportage, Sorento and Carnival, all reduced. Save a massive $5,000 on new Kia Stinger. Plus, over 50 demonstrators will clear well below dealer cost. Now at your big 3 Kia mega sites, Cardiff, Maitland and Newcastle Kia.
If you have a number plate with randomly generated letters and numbers, you're in luck. You can restyle your existing plate into one of 100 different styles for a one-off order fee with no annual fees. That's right, no annual fees. Visit myplates.com.au.
$55,000 million on the NBN, $200 million on the drought, nothing to feed our livestock, nothing to support our community. Time for action and practical solutions. Vote 1, United Australia Party.
Authorised by Clive Palmer for the United Australia Party, Brisbane.
It was a romance that lost former Australian Border Force boss Roman Quadvaleg his job. Now his girlfriend could also pay a hefty price. Sarah Rogers today pleaded guilty to misleading investigators when questioned about her employment.
Sarah Rogers and Roman Quadvaleg still very much together despite the cost.
Sarah, why did you lie about the relationship?
A romance which saw the 54-year-old sacked as boss of Australia Border Force and sparked this spray from Home Affairs Minister Peter Dutton.
He was a man who had groomed a girl 30 years younger than himself. He is discredited and disgraced.
It also landed his 24-year-old partner in court, and today she pleaded guilty to 2 charges, admitting she lied about her partner's help as she sought a job in Border Force. I let Roman know, but Roman had nothing to do with giving me advice on how to do things or where to look. Text messages told a different story, Quadrilateral coaching her and putting her in touch with the Assistant Commissioner. You have to let me know if you hit any speed bumps, he wrote. Please know I'm doing this firstly because I think you have great talents and will be an asset to enforcement wherever you work, and equally because I love you. Rogers also broke the rules when she told him she had been summoned to appear before the Integrity Commissioner. Rogers' lawyer alluded to the stress she was under at the time, effectively forced to give evidence against her partner at that secret hearing. He's expected to go into more detail about that at sentencing in May. Kelly Fedor, NBN News.
The New South Wales government has been accused of suppressing a report that shows a risk of carcinogens in the Allianz Stadium upgrade. A community group is seeking to halt the demolition, arguing the government failed to follow its own planning rules.
The wreckers are in at Allianz, seats torn out, the pitch churned up. But it's what's lurking underneath that was the focus in the Land and Environment Court. Barrister Tim Robertson led the charge for political group Local Democracy Matters, which is trying to stop the demolition, along with Waverley Council. He said a pre-demolition report that found carcinogens and heavy metals in the subsoil was suppressed by the government's development arm, Infrastructure New South Wales. Its lawyer, Sandra Duggan, said it was an outrageous suggestion.
Now, if you're going to have planning laws and expect the development community and everybody else to follow them, mums and dads and everybody, you really have to set an example.
Mr. Robertson said the public should have been given all the detailed site investigations. He also argued the public was shortchanged with the development exhibited for 28 days and not 30.
What we're going to see in court over the next 3 days is a community standing up to a government that's got all its priorities wrong.
So heavy metals in the soil, but it's politics that are thick on the ground. Local Democracy Matters is backed by the Greens. Waverley Council is Labor. They're all doing their best to unpick this $730 million rebuild. Mark Burrows, NBN News.
Karl Lagerfeld, with his white hair and black shades, was an icon of the fashion industry who defined global style for decades.
At the helm of Chanel, he turns the brand into a billion-dollar business. Now the eccentric and unapologetic designer has died in Paris, aged 85.
He was a fashion god, whose most iconic look, dark glasses, gloves, and that ponytail, he reserved for himself. Slender people, he once said. He was a vocal critic of the Me Too movement, suggesting models who complain about harassment could join a nunnery. Amidst all the controversy, his constant companion was his cat, Choupette, the pampered pet becoming famous on Instagram with her own bodyguard, chef, and 2 maids. Choupette is set to inherit millions of dollars. At Chanel's Paris store, mourners are laying flowers.
For me, he's one of these fashion superstars.
The fashion world too is paying tribute online. For designer Donatella Versace, he was a genius. For Marc Jacobs, a unique and extraordinary talent. Vogue editor Anna Wintour calls him a giant among men, while supermodel Claudia Schiffer remembers him as magic dust. What Warhol was to art, he was to fashion. His inspiration?
Life. Going ahead. Remember now, forget about the past.
But forgetting a man as famous as the clothes he designed will be difficult. Karl Lagerfeld was 85.
Michael Best, NBN News.
Stunning footage has emerged showing just how hard it's been for firefighters battling multiple blazes in northern New South Wales. This vision was captured at Wallangarra on the border with Queensland, where crews were backburning to strengthen containment lines. The fire has raged for more than a week, scorching more than 45,000 hectares. Now to Gavin Morris with a quick look at our weather. And Gav, the coast is in for some rain.
Yeah, it's fine. It'd be nice if we could spill some of that rain over the western side of the divide. But Very limited falls are headed inland, but the coast, well, it's going to be a different story. We'll see some moderate, potentially some heavy isolated falls starting to build during the early hours around the Newcastle Central Coast area, and that part of instability on this trough line is then going to move north over the mid-north coast, reaching the Coffs Coast by tomorrow evening. Strengthening southeasterly winds are with us and a very large swell as well. All of your local weather details headed your way a little later in the bulletin.
Thanks, Gav. Ahead in the news, a terrifying mid-air collision during an air show rehearsal.
And moment of madness, a fitness fanatic's jog along a busy motorway.